Welcome to In the Community with Tiffany K.
And we're back within the community. I'm Tiffany K. And today I have a lovely lady with me. Lauren is in here with Partners in Aging to talk all about that organization and how the community can get involved, what it's all about, what events you all have coming up. So, Lauren, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm excited to talk about this because I don't think a lot of people know exactly about Partners in Aging unless they're in a situation that they would need it, correct?
Absolutely.
So let's start with the basics, shall we? What exactly is Partners in Aging?
So Partners in Aging is a collaboration of area profit and nonprofit organizations that work to make resources available in the Fredericksburg area for older adults.
Okay. So a lot of times unless you're in that situation where you maybe have older parents or older family members, you're not really knowing much about this.
For sure. It's not something you really think about until you're there,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm. But it's always nice to know ahead of time, right?
Absolutely.
And so how long have you been serving the region?
So Partners in Aging has been around since 2009.
Wow. Okay. Well, how long have you been a part of it?
I have been a part of it for about 6 years.
Okay. And may I ask, how did you get into it?
So I work at Topside Federal Credit Union, and we really value being a part of this community. And so that is an area we saw a value to be able to connect, give back, and support.
Oh, that's amazing. That's awesome. Well, Lauren, what's the mission of Partners in Aging?
So our mission is to improve access and resources to older adults and their families in the Fredericksburg community. We believe that through our combined effort, there can be stronger services for older adults.
And can you give me like an example of what some of those services that we're talking about is?
Yeah, absolutely. So that can be through caregivers. It can be through giving respite for someone. Maybe they are taking care of a loved one and they don't have a break. A lot of people forget how taxing that can be. And so there's a bunch of others, but those are some big ones.
So you're helping not just the older family member, you're helping the family.
Absolutely.
As well. I think that's important to put out there because that's what you think is helping the older members of the family. But you're right. A lot of times if you have to take care of somebody, you don't get a chance to take a break.
Yeah, definitely.
And who exactly does your organization serve?
So not only do we serve the aging community in Fredericksburg, but we also come alongside caregivers in the community. We help those that are caring for loved ones, and we also care for those that are aging that need resources, information on what the next steps might be, things like that.
And I'm speaking with Lauren with Partners in Aging. So what initiatives do you use to serve the region? I know you guys have a lot to do.
We do. So we have several. We have a caregiver luncheon. We have Operation Medicine Cabinet.
Okay.
We have the Dr. Waylon Marks Gratitude Award, the Betty Bazemore Respite Fund, and then the Art of Aging Expo.
Okay, so I want to go into a little bit more depth with some of these programs because I think they're very important for the community to understand, starting with Operation Medicine Cabinet. Now, this is a big one that everybody can participate in, whether you have a bunch of medicines lying around that maybe you didn't finish, which usually you're supposed to, of course, according to doctors' rules, or, you just have ones that are expired. Number one, you're not supposed to flush your meds. You need to keep them in a safe place until you're able to easily dispose of them how they're supposed to be. And this is a great way to do so. So, Lauren, tell me a little bit more about Operation Medicine Cabinet. What exactly is happening? How do you guys dispose of the medication? And when does it happen throughout the year? Is it multiple times? Is it once? Is it twice? Give me the lowdown on that.
So Operation Medicine Cabinet is a program we do twice a year in cooperation with local law enforcement. We work to collect medicine that needs to be discarded. And we actually, our April event, we collected 1,635 pounds of medication that were then disposed of properly.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. Because you can't throw them out if you have extra medicine.
You can't flush them. You can't throw them out. It's really important for our waterways as well as getting things out of the wrong hands. And they also collect sharps as well when they do that.
Okay. And that happened in April.
Our last one was in April. We'll have another one in the fall.
Oh, nice. Well, that's an awesome amount to collect as well. How does that work? Because I know it's coming up in the fall for people who may end up starting to collect it now and okay, we're getting ready for this.
Absolutely. So we have volunteers at a bunch of different locations. I believe last year, in April, we did have collections at local fire stations as well as the local hospitals.
Okay.
And it's the whole Fredericksburg region. So all the way to King George, we had people that were there with a law enforcement individual to oversee that. And then they collect them. It's a time window. People can come drop it off. And then the law enforcement makes sure that it gets taken to the incinerator and is disposed of properly.
Oh, got it. Okay. And so where can people find more information about that?
On our website, so partnersinaging.org.
Awesome. Okay, let's talk about some of the other initiatives that y'all use, because I want to go through a lot of these. So one of the other programs that you all have is the Caregivers Luncheon, which I think this is really a cool idea. Basically celebrating those caregivers who are there for their elderly parents or a loved one 24/7. It can be exhausting. It can be tiring. It's constant, but they are the real unsung heroes. I want to hear more about that.
It is. So a lot of times caregivers that are taking care of loved ones, they don't get a break. And maybe it's an elderly loved one or a parent or whatever the case may be. Sometimes you just find yourself in a situation where you have someone you're caring for and that person's not being paid. They're doing that maybe alongside also working full time or maybe they're foregoing job opportunity in order to take care of their loved one. So we actually find a way for them to take a break for the day, whether it is providing care during that time or working with them to see what we can do. Take them out to lunch, and everyone is given that free lunch at a nice location in Fredericksburg, as well as they usually go home with some prizes as well. Just to thank them for what they do, because it can be a thankless job.
Yeah, it really can. And how often does that happen?
So that's once a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And something else I think that's really cool with the Caregivers Luncheon, I was reading about this on y'all's website. I know that you do the Caregiver of the Year Award. So according to the website, the nominees that are an exceptional caregiver are those who are fostering independence for each senior citizen, nurturing the spirit, treating the senior citizen with dignity and respect, of course, providing a safe environment, allowing each senior citizen choice of a care and lifestyle. So basically, it's the caregivers who are really going above and beyond to allow that senior citizen to feel like their normal daily life hasn't changed, even with getting older, and that they're able to treat them both mind, body, spirit, everything. I love that. It's a whole encompassing thing. So I know that you can go ahead and nominate somebody for this year's Caregivers Luncheon, and you check that out at the website. Honestly, I mean, I'm sure because you've been part of this, you've seen a lot of these stories and how thankful they are for that.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. And Lauren, moving on to the Betty Bazemore.
Yes.
Betty Bazemore Respite Grant. What's exactly that?
Yeah, so Betty was a beloved friend and board member of Partners in Aging, and she worked as a social worker in the area. And so we lost her a few years ago, and we established a respite grant in her honor. And it's aimed at helping families who are above the poverty level but can't afford to hire a caregiver for their loved one. We work to offer a one-time respite of between 4 and 8 hours of care. So someone can actually apply for that on our website, and then it gets approved, and they can have that break that they really need.
And what is there guidelines for that to apply for it on the website?
There are. There's an application, and it guides someone through all of that. Okay,
wow. Well, I'm speaking with Lauren with Partners in Aging. They have a lot of initiatives to talk about, and we're going to keep going with this because we got to get on to the Dr. Waylon Marks Gratitude and Outstanding First Responders Award. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So in November of 2012, Partners in Aging awarded their first gratitude award to Dr. Waylon Marks. He is a caregiver in the area that really gave a passion to providing care to older members in our community. The first physician that obtained American Board of Internal Medicine Certificate of Added Qualifications in Geriatrics.
Wow.
So to honor him and his recent retirement, the award was renamed in his honor.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so we give it annually to a person who exemplifies the principle of advocating for the senior population in Fredericksburg. And then we also at the same time give an award to celebrate an outstanding first responder that has showed above and beyond service to the elderly and disabled in our community as well.
Oh, wow.
So it's a big celebration.
That sounds like so much fun.
It is.
And do people vote on this? Is it what you guys come up with? Do they put in nominees?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Absolutely. So you can put in nominees on our website.
Okay.
And we love to get those stories. You know, a lot of times people don't realize, especially, you know, someone who's working hard to take care of people who are in our community. You don't get to always hear those stories.
Yeah.
And for them, sometimes they might see it as just their job every day. They're doing the right thing.
Yep.
But it truly is something that we want to celebrate and thank because it's important.
Yeah, it's something special. And you're right. Those who do those jobs don't see it as anything other than their job until you make them realize like how much they're changing people's lives, which is the same thing with Partners in Aging, changing people's lives through the service that you all are doing. So thank you for doing that as well.
Thank you.
So, Lauren, how many partners are there in the community?
We have over 40 partners in the Fredericksburg region.
Oh, wow. And that's everyone ranging from?
Yeah, so we have everyone from law enforcement, healthcare, we have realtors, we have people who work in having good housing for people in our area, as well as life-improving nonprofits.
Yeah.
And even banking professionals.
Of course. Of course. Wow. So everyone's kind of involved in the community, and there is a way to get involved within the community.
Absolutely. We even have some folks that are retired, and they're still part of Partners in Aging as concerned citizens because they still want to make a difference.
Oh, that's amazing.
Absolutely.
And I was just about to ask about that. Volunteer opportunities or ways the community get involved. What would you say to the community right now? Because I'm sure you can always use community involvement.
Absolutely. So a lot of our initiatives, we have volunteers that keep them running, you know, from the medicine cabinet we talked about earlier to a lot of our different things. So we are happy to have people help us and connect. And also we have ways to get you involved if there is a nonprofit that you're looking to serve.
Yeah.
We usually have a list of ones we can suggest as well if you're wanting to use your time in that capacity.
That's awesome. And that website one more time?
Partnersinaging.org.
Okay. And Lauren's here with Partners in Aging. Now, I know you're excited about this. We were talking a little bit about beforehand. Art of Aging Expo. What is it all about?
Yes. So Art of Aging is our expo we host every year where we invite people to come see why Fredericksburg is an area that you would want to retire. Our tagline is Life Begins at 50. And so our event brings vendors from healthcare as well as interest groups to show the fun things you can do after 50 in the Fredericksburg region. So it's coming up really soon on June 12th.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Wow, that is fast.
Yes.
It's happening. And you're the chair for the Art of Aging Expo, correct?
I am.
Are you excited about that?
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
We have a really great lineup this year.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Give me the inside scoop.
Yeah, totally. So we have 11 classes that are going to be taught throughout the day.
Okay.
I'll share a few of them with you. So we have Medicare 101, downsizing and decluttering, aging in place, home safety for seniors, Project Lifesaver.
Wow.
We're going to have someone teaching about fraud and scam prevention as well.
That's a big one.
So lots of good ones. That's not all of them, but
of course.
but lots of good information that day.
And I feel like that information can also go for people who are younger, maybe caring for an older person.
Absolutely. I think it's applicable to everyone. This obviously has a little more focus on the retiring years, but it really can be translated to everyone, I think.
Okay. So speaking of that, can anybody come? Is it a free event? Is it a cost?
Absolutely. This event is absolutely free to the community.
Okay.
You can come take part in as many classes as you'd like throughout the day. Come see all of our vendors. It's going to be a fun time.
And where is it being held at?
It is going to be at the Fredericksburg Convention Center in the ballroom side.
Okay, and that's June 12th, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
June 12th. So what kind of screenings are going to be available as well?
So the Lions Club is actually graciously coming, and they're going to be providing screenings for glaucoma, for
Wow.
vision, and hearing as well.
And that's all free.
It is.
Oh, that's amazing.
We're so grateful for them.
Yeah, that's amazing, especially to have that one-stop shop, because a lot of times people either don't want to make the doctor's appointment, or they have trouble doing so, or they just don't want to do it or pay for it. So to have it for free.
It's true. And I actually went through and got my screenings last year, and it was so fast.
Really?
Too. So they have really great technology to make that something that's pretty painless and quick. So if it's something that you've been putting off because you don't want to go to the doctor or whatever the case, you should still go to the doctor. But
yes,
but it's quick. It's not something that's going to take your whole day up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
that's
great.
good to know. And also, what are some of the other resources that are available? We talked about the classes. We talked about some screenings. What else will there be?
Sure. So we're going to have healthcare professionals there. We have information on planning retirement, preparing your home, as well. We're going to have all kinds of vendors there that are sharing resources that are in our community.
Okay.
To make sure you have everything you need for those retiring years.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Oh, this sounds like so much fun. Okay, so that is happening June 12th. It's the Art of Aging Expo at the Fredericksburg Expo Center. Free for the public. Come in, get your screenings, get your classes. What time is it till?
So this is going to be 10 to 2.
Okay, perfect. And once again, they can find out more information, partnersinaging.org.
Yes,
Is that correct? Awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm speaking with Lauren, who is part of Partners in Aging. And Lauren, can I just ask you, what are some of the takeaway moments? I'm throwing you a curveball here, but what are some of the most interesting or heartwarming stories that you've been able to be a part of and see changing people's lives? Because this is helping to change people's lives.
Yeah. So, I have. That last year was my first time being the chair for the expo.
Yeah.
And I had a estate planning lawyer come up to me afterwards, and she said, I sat through these classes today and I got more out of it than going to my conference that I just went to for work that's supposed to be geared towards what I do every day.
Yeah.
She was like, I got so much more out of this, more resources, more information that I'm going to be able to pass along to my clients. And for me, that was really exciting to hear that we're providing that for free for someone to come in and get that information when I'm sure for something that she went to for her job, she probably had to pay a lot of money to be there. We were able to help her be prepared to help other people in our region.
That's amazing. And that's such a good resource to have, as you said. You either pay a lot of money for it and not get anything out of something, or be able to be part of something that is going to make a difference.
Absolutely.
I love that. And, as we're talking about Partners in Aging, I wanted to bring this up earlier because some people may be thinking it's only for older folks. They only need to know that. Why does the community need to get involved and care about this?
So it's something that impacts everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're getting to that time in your life, whether you feel like it's far off. Unfortunately, life is unpredictable. So we might be thinking more towards when we're getting older, when we're retiring. But the truth of the matter, some of these resources are also really good to have in case there is something that shortens our time in the workforce, or maybe it's because we have a loved one that we're going to have to take care of. That is unpredictable as well. You don't know the time or the hour that's going to happen, right?
Exactly.
So it's good to be prepared. A lot of these things, like being able to prepare your home, things like that, it's good to have a home that is not with trip hazards and things like that. And it's good to know how to downsize and declutter your home. These are things that I think are great for anyone to learn, and it can be translated to whatever walk of life you're in right now.
Yeah, it's something for everybody. It's not just wait till you find out as you get older,
Exactly.
I think it's important to be prepared in those situations.
It really is.
Well, Lauren, thank you so much for coming in today, because I've learned a lot about an organization I didn't know about, to be honest, and I didn't know was in the community, and I think a lot of people are going to get a lot from this as well. Again, that website, partnersinaging.org, that's where you can find all the resources, all about the expo and different events and volunteer opportunities, correct?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, Lauren, thank you so much for coming in. Good luck with your expo.
Thank you so much.
I'm excited to hear about it, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
And that'll do it for In the Community this week. If you are a nonprofit and need to bring attention to your cause or organization, please reach out through this station's website, and we will see you next week.